competition out the game. I'm out the pocket, but I rock with the game.
We back, coach. Tune back in. Tune back in time. That shit, they let me the fuck back in, like back that, like back that, like back that ass up like Juvenile, like back that, back that ass up like Juvenile. And they don't want to show the franchise at all. We don't want to show the franchise at all. We don't want to show the franchise at all. Oh, unable to find leads at this time. Why, motherfucker?
God,
TNT, tough, terrible, nasty on deck. When I say low respect, I'm gonna win single songs and I lose my respect. Check your neck. Lose some respect. Check your neck. That shit still ain't letting us the fuck in. I wonder where Max at, cause I know Max probably know what the fuck going on. He probably was on Twitter all day. Fuck going on with Madden right now, coach? That's how y'all feel? That's how y'all feel right now? Alright, well, if you are tuned in, as you can see, I can't get back in the league right this second, but what I will do is talk about some changes that are coming. Changes are coming. Alright, so start of next season, man. As soon as your season is over, the first thing that we're going to talk about is how to counter the no salary cap. Yeah, all that tanking shit over with. Niggas about to be mad as hell on that tank shit. Watch this. I want to wait for us to have at least 8. I see at least 8 names on here. Type your name in the comment section if you hear it, man. Type your team name in the comment section if you hear it, man. That's all I'm going to say. I feel like you giving me a command and shit, like set my first win. Like you ain't saying, yo, bro, can you set my first win? Like, you know what I mean? I feel like
you bullying me, man.
Me right now. I feel like you just like, nigga, set my shit, nigga.
Set my shit, like motherfucker.
Set my shit, motherfucker. Set my shit up, motherfucker. Make sure you got my shit set, nigga. Full be a prime in this bitch, nigga. Full be a prime in this shit, nigga. Alright, full be a prime. YouTube bugging too, huh? Yeah, YouTube bugging too? Man, they about to, man, that's Russia, man. They about to shut us the fuck
Russian
down.
hacking us, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alright. I don't want to go into nothing because I think it's going to blow our shit. So what I will do is for those that are back tuned in right now, that do got love for the kid and still tune into the show, and I just said I didn't want to go into nothing, what I do, go right into something. Alright, I was going to say they better be able to show some goddamn pictures. Start with shot bears right now to go through pictures works right now. So y'all just not looking at a boring ass screen. I'm talking about, alright. So we got some rule changes going down, right? And this will be installed the moment your season is over. The first thing I'm going to talk about will be in play. To counter the fact that somebody not turned the salary cap off and the shit don't go back on, so we playing with no salaries, it's going to affect a lot of things going forward when it comes down to free agency and signing players back. So obviously guys are going to better sign their players back because there's no salary cap. But the thing that's going to stop is hoarding players on practice squad. All right. So we're going to go back to our practice squad waiver system from here on out. By week 3, you only get to week 3. When we turn off the abilities at week 3, Practice squad will still be off, but everybody on practice squad will be eligible for somebody else to grab off your practice squad and play with. But we'll go through the wavering system, and we're going to use the exact same system the NFL uses. It's going to go off of the worst record to the best, and then the following week it'll go from best record to the worst, and we'll do that all the way out until where we shut it down at week 18. So please listen to what I'm saying to you right now. It's guys that got a whole bunch of 20-year-olds and 21-year-olds. That mean a real draft player sitting on practice squad right now. All of them on stars, just sitting there on practice squad. Next season, the start of next season, week 3, when we turn ability changes off, practice squad signing will be available. It won't be unlocked, but it'll be available for the waiver system. So you can put your bid in on any player on anybody's practice squad, and then you wait and see if somebody with a worse record got bidded on that player, or you're the only one to bid it, and then the guy goes to you. So there will be no more hoarding players on practice squad. That's the first thing. All right. So we're going back to the wavering. Going back to the wavering. All right. The second thing is 30-year-olds. Any player that touches age 30, okay, except for quarterbacks and running backs. Quarterbacks and offensive linemen. Any player that touches the age 30 will drop to a normal no matter what. Will drop to a normal no matter what. All right, we had different things in play. I was going to do some things, but they're going to drop no matter what. Now, hear me out. The moment your season is over, any 30-year-old on your team will drop to a normal. I don't care what they did that year. They're dropping to a normal, except for quarterbacks and offensive linemen. Now, every coach in this league will be eligible to keep one player that's 30 years old or older on at least a superstar. Now, hear me out. If your guy had a great year, let's go with Isaiah Simmons right now. Let's say he played to that X Factor ability that he has right now. At the end of the year, he will drop to a superstar, and then we start from there. Every coach in this league will be able to keep one player that's 30 years old of your choice, offense or defense, to be able to keep that superstar ability. Now, what happens is this. When he keeps the superstar ability, he'll be reevaluated at the end of your next season, right? And then if you're going to keep him again, fine. Now, he doesn't have to play at a high level for you to keep him on superstar. But to keep him, once you choose your player, to keep him there, he has to play at a superstar level. So that means he has to have, a great season. If he doesn't have a great season, he's dropping. Now, hear me out. If your superstar at the end of the year, when we go to Super Bowl, after we go past the playoff and go to Super Bowl week, jumps back up to a superstar X Factor, you get to keep him on X Factor the entire next season. But at the end of that season, he drops back down to a superstar if that's the player you're going to keep. If you're not going to keep him, he's going from that superstar X Factor to a normal. All right? So any 30-year-old on your team from here on out, except for the quarterback position or the offensive line, will drop to a normal, period. Every coach in this league will be able to keep one player that's playing at a high level on superstar. And then to keep him on that superstar, and if that's the player you keep choosing, to keep him on that superstar, you have to continue to play with him on a high level. Simple as that, right? But you get to keep that guy. So, again, if Isaiah Simmons is the guy Falk decides to choose, then he'll get that whole season with him on superstar. But at the end of that season, he'll be evaluated. Now, let's just say he went up to an X Factor. He'll get to come back that next season as an X Factor and play that next season as an X Factor. At the end of that year, he'll be evaluated. And after he's evaluated, he's going to get dropped down to a superstar. Then he'll be evaluated to either keep that superstar or go down. Now, if you decide, I'm playing with Isaiah Simmons this year, he goes up to an X Factor. You're playing with Isaiah Simmons, that X factor. You don't get to choose another guy to put on as your 30-year-old. Isaiah Simmons has to be your guy. That guy is your guy. So you'll keep him for the next year on X factor. And then at the end of that year, he'll drop to a superstar, and it's up to you to say, this is the guy I want to continue to play with. Keep him, and we'll keep him at that superstar. And then at the end of that year, he'll be evaluated. And if he doesn't play at a high level, even though you picked him, if he doesn't play at a high level, he gets dropped down to a normal, and you don't get to pick another player. So, are we clear? Guys got what I'm saying right now? Now, that's the 30-year-olds. So every 30-year-old in this league will be dropped. So this is why you guys are going to understand this, because, again, no salary cap guys or hoard players, keep those guys, No, we're not doing that. I don't care if they had 25 sacks. If you don't choose that player as your one player, he's going down to a normal. So now practice squad will be open that week 3, where it's the waiver system, and all 30-year-olds will be dropped except for the one player as a coach you pick. And then we go from there. All right. Now, again, remember, what's vital is, if, let's say, Craig's safety, let's say he got safety that's 30 years old, and you say, I want that safety to stay on, to stay at an X Factor. Well, I'm going to say, no, Craig, he's a superstar, but he can stay at that superstar. Now, if you play him back into an X Factor, you get the following year with him playing on X Factor. But at the end of his season, once the season's over, whether it's playoffs or, week 18, once the season is over, he drops back down to that superstar if you're going to use him again. And you're saying, I want this guy again. If not, he's going down to a normal. Simple as that. So now you guys got to manage your 30-year-olds a little better now, right? Because those guys that are playing at a high level on 30 years old, still getting dropped, period, right? So simple as that, all right? And then you're not going to better hoard players on practice squad anymore, because guys can come get them now. So that's out the way. The next thing that we're doing, that's a big rule change that's coming up going forward, will be tanking rules. Here we go. And this is important for you guys that's tanking and think y'all tanking because y'all want draft picks and all this and shit. Here's what's going to happen. As league rules go, you are really, and I've been leaning on this for a lot of guys, I don't really bother them, I let y'all ride out. You're allowed to give 3 forced wins a season, right? So if you give up 3 forced wins, you're allowed that. All right, that's what you're allowed. Now, the rule is any forced loss after that 3rd one in the season, you can lose your team. All right, I haven't really did that to anybody at all. And I really don't plan on doing that to anybody. But if you're a repeated player that keep not playing their games, you obviously don't want to play. You can't play. You can't keep up with the league, whatever it is. And if you can't keep up with the 24-hour league, take your ass over to the 48-hour league. Same league, just 48 hours, right? But any forced loss after the 3rd that you're allowed without a reason, you lose draft spots. So hear me out. Watch what's going to happen. Let's say I tanked, right? I'm tanking. I had three excuse Johns, right? And let's just say after that 3rd one, we're going to keep track of this. And let's say I tanked 8 more times on the season, all right? But I got the number 2 pick. You're going to drop back 8 spots. Simple as that, right? Or I think Mike, what Mike say? Is it two spots per? No, it's 2 spots per forced loss after the 3rd forced loss. So if it's not excused, guys go on vacation, guys get shit they got to go do. We understand that. But if it's some bullshit, and if it ain't excused, and you just missing games, and you tanking because you want, you want to go get a certain player, whatever the case may be, the moment you get past that 3rd one and you get the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. So let's just say on that season, I had 8 unexcused forced losses. Well, that's 16 spots I'm going to fall back in the draft. So here, if I'm at the 2nd pick and I fall back 16 spots, what pick do I have now? Anybody? Erica, you get it? You got it? You there? You get it? No? If I'm sitting at 2, and I got the 8 pick, and I mean I had 8 forced losses, that's unaccountable. That moves me back to pick 18. So guess what you got to do? Whoever has pick 18, 9 out of 10 is active. And if that guy is an active user and play his games, play all his games, and you know any of his missed games was excused, he goes from 18 to 2. So you motherfuckers that don't play y'all game in one tank all year and all that shit, start dealing with it now. Y'all not getting no. Y'all not gonna be taking the top 5 picks and shit like that. Y'all better do what we do, or I do, trade and get them motherfuckers. Cause if you think you tanking for it and it's unexcused, for example, I give you a person like Jimbo, who missed a couple of games, but we was aware of him missing because of where he had to travel, work schedule, whatever the case may be. But he's still playing his games right now. He might not be winning them, but he's playing. So why can't you do the same thing? The Lions did it season 1, played all his games, but didn't care to win them, and had the second pick of the draft that year. If you a guy that's in this league and you tanking and you missing games, unexcused games, and you sitting in the top 10, top 5, I don't give a fuck if you 15. If you have more than more forced losses, that's not excused. Every unexcused forced loss after your third one counts as 2 spots you move back in the draft. So you could go from 5 to 25. You can go from 2 to motherfucking 18, like I said. And we got guys. We got enough guys in the rule chat to better take this into consideration and really follow this out through the whole year. All right. So you guys that play 6 games and then disappear, and we don't care because it's 24 hours, so we just want to hurry up. We want to advance anyway. That's going to stop, man. You guys gonna have to have excused absences. It's just like going to work. You don't show the fuck up with an excuse or got a doctor's note or something, you know what I'm saying? Something along those lines, your ass getting canned, right? I'm not kicking y'all out the league. Most of y'all paid y'all $20 to play in my league. Most of y'all paid y'all $40 to play in Game of Thrones and Real Draft. A lot of y'all still owe me a couple of dubs. He says, what if the tanker in violation traded his pick away? Is that draft pick safe for the other team? Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. But here's the thing. The tanker ain't going better make a trade. He ain't getting none of those privileges. The tanker that doesn't tank, that's not tanking because something came up. Like, for example, Shoguns was moving, had to tank a whole year. And he's moving from one state to another. So it took some time. So I get it, right? So Shogun's in that case, he's safe, right? He's a safe guy. We get it. But if a tanker, doesn't, if he's tanking, he's not allowed to trade. We ain't gonna let him trade. We're gonna deny them shit every single time. So again, we'll be on it because if you're looking for a top 5 pick, that means you gotta fucking lose a lot of games without playing, or play them and lose them. I'd rather you just play your games and lose them motherfuckers than just, hit us with some bullshit and you disappear for the whole year. And that's that. And what happens is if you're a multiple offender, then we just gonna replace you, bro. We're just gonna replace you. Because let me tell you like this: as much as I want 32 guys playing in my league, we don't never have a full season of 32 guys playing. So it doesn't matter if you leave, it's the same shit. We're playing a computer anyway, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we want activity right now, man. And we're going into that last stretch, right? All the way into the summer now. This is where we get thicker, things get better, all right? So that's that. Y'all understand where I'm coming from? If you tank after your third loss, forced loss, any loss after that counts as 2 picks. You'll move back in the draft. Period. You're gonna move back. So guys gonna get lucky. Let's say I'm sitting at 25, and the number 5 pick end up being my pick. I gotta swap picks with him. I get the 5th pick. Simple as that. I'm gonna reward the guys that play all their fucking games, and we're not rewarding guys that don't play fucking games. It's that simple. Now, here's the other thing. The last thing that we're going to be doing that starts immediately at the end of this season. From here on out, if you get a computer game, that game must be broadcasted. You're not allowed to put more than 50. If you go over 50 points, you will be penalized. From here on out, quarterbacks can't throw for more than 500 yards and can't have more than 7 total touchdowns, period. All right? All skilled players can't go over 300 yards or more than 3 touchdowns max. Simple as that. From here on out, computer games. Game must be broadcast. You can't score more than 50 points. And you can't go over 500 yards passing and 7 total touchdowns with your quarterback. So if you throw 7 touchdowns with your quarterback, that's 49 points alone right there. You can't do shit else with them anyway, because if you score 52, 53, another touchdown, you went over computer rules, and you're getting penalized heavily. Now, the penalty will vary depending on, what the rules committee come up with. If you're a repeated guy, and you've been a guy that's repeatedly, breaking computer rules, then you'll get penalized harder than the other guys, all right? Flat out. So, again, all computer games coming into next season must be broadcast. All right, you can't score more than 50 points on a computer. Your quarterback can't have more than 500 yards. Any skill position, wide receivers, running backs, any of those positions can't go over 300 yards or 3 touchdowns. That's the max. 303 touchdowns max from here on out. So these are the things that we're going to be putting in the league, and that will go in a permanent rule book from here on out, and that's how we're going to go. Now, week 13 through 18, non-playoff teams, if you beat or knock a playoff team out, you will be gifted. We're going to start gifting the guys that don't win games but play all their games. As simple as that. All right? Every coach in this league that played games 1 through 18, all right, it stops there. I don't care if you're a playoff team and you don't. I don't care. If you play every game in this league 1 through 18, you will be rewarded a gift at the end of the year from here on out. Every coach in this league that play every game will be rewarded a gift. Every coach in this league that play every game year in and year out from now on will be rewarded, and it'll be a permanent gift that everybody will get the same. It won't be, it varies. This guy you getting this guy getting that. Any coach that played. Now, if you're a coach that's playing a game and a guy don't play you, that counts as you playing your game as long as you're available and you getting the first win. All right, but this is what comes with that. If this season comes up for you to better get that gift, you better be the guy that does this. Once your game is scheduled, your time need to be posted in the main chat by 7:30. If that's the proof that our commissioners and rule committee is going to go off of. So let's say Hitter said, I played all 18 games. All right, Hitter, you played all 18 games. You reached out. This guy didn't play. This was the first win. Okay, you was actively playing. All right, we got you. And you have to be able to keep that track, right? Guys got to start posting their timestamps to the main chat. Listen, our league usually advances somewhere between 9 o'clock is when we really want to get the advance on. When we advance somewhere between 8:30, 9 o'clock, you got till 7:30 the next day to schedule your game. Simple as that. We're not chasing guys around anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to chase D West around and hit him up for his game and all that. By 7:30, if I don't have an answer on your game, I'm not even asking you anymore from here on out. I'm just going right to, all right, I'm going to the appropriate people I need to go to and ask. Max, did anybody hit you up talking about this game? Nano, did anybody hit you up talking about their game? If they say no, it's 50-50. I don't care. Because if you want to win in that game, you'll show your proof. I shouldn't have to chase it down, type y'all name in the chat 12 times and asking the same question until I hit it, and then you want to be mad at me for hitting the league and not giving you your win when you had proof. Simple as that. All right, so we got to get actively playing games right now. So again, if you are a team that's not making the playoffs from week 13 to 18, if you beat any team that's in the playoffs or fighting to get in the playoffs, you will get a gift. Now, if you knock a guy out of the playoffs because of your win from week 13 to 18, you will get double that gift. So you'll get 2 gifts. All right. So if you kick a playoff team out of the playoffs, or a guy that's in the playoff tree week 13, week 4, listen to me. You kick a guy out of the playoff tree that's there week 13 and you beat him, and you're not a playoff team, and the week 14 he's not on that playoff tree anymore, you get double the gift. I don't care if he show back up week 15, 16, 17, or 18. I don't care. I do not care, right? But if you knock a guy out of the playoffs and he's on the playoff tree at week 16, and you knock him off at week 16, and in week 17 his team is not on that playoff list, you get double the gift if you're not a playoff team. So let's say the Rams beat me week 14, right? He get a gift from beating me. But if that gift knocked me, that loss knocked me out of the playoffs, he get a gift. Double gifts. If I'm not in the playoffs that year, he get 2 gifts. But if he knocked me out of the playoffs, so you can knock a guy off that playoff tree weeks 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So if you get him week 13, it doesn't matter what shows up week 15. Long as week 14 they not in the playoff picture, you get the gift. That's knocking them out of the playoffs in our mind, and that gives you the double gift. Simple as that. All right. Now, if you just beat a guy and he's still in the playoffs, but you beat that guy and you're not a playoff team, you're gonna get the gift. We're gonna start rewarding guys like Bo, the Seahawks. These guys that play all their fucking games, we want them rewarded. We don't want these guys rewarded because they're watching the show every fucking time I broadcast, and you watch the show, which is sad because it's the same people that get the gifts there too, because guys are so damn lazy and got their, some guys got their own shit going on. I understand it and all that shit, but if you ain't, put it this way, I'm not in your league, and I'm not gonna be active because I'm not in your league. I'm in your league. If I'm in your league, I'm playing in your shit. Simple as that. I can have 4 other leagues, or I'm in 12 other leagues, whatever the case may be. But if I'm in your league, I'm going to play in your league. Especially, I just get tired of guys complaining and bitching about, guys they playing and shit. And you can't understand why, some of these guys, like this player ain't even play all year long. Well, he watched 7 fucking broadcast shows. He watched 7 of my shows. I gave 4 gifts out of the 7 shows. And you don't understand why he built that way. It's because you're not getting the same gift these niggas getting, and it's the same guys getting it every fucking season, 3 to 4 times a year. When everybody should. There's no way I should put a show up, and when I'm definitely telling you this is a gift show, I always post a fucking meme of a present in the fucking chat when I say I'm ready to give out a gift, and it's the same 8 motherfuckers on that get it. And it's going to be no more of these. If you watch this show and I broadcast the show at 11:30 at night, and you got to watch this show right now, you got to be on here right now. No more of that, bro. If I'm giving out a gift for the show, I don't care. All you got to do is have proof that you watched the video. Some guys might be asleep, getting ready for work. The next day, they might watch it on their way to work. And boom, you guys getting that gift too. So what's going to happen is this. What I want to do is I want to reward those guys that play their games but don't have success on winning games yet. Notice I said yet, because those guys that play their games will turn it around if they just stick with it. As long as they love the league, it's going to turn around. And what's going to happen is you're going to start winning in other leagues before you start winning in ours. And then when you start winning in other leagues, you're going to realize how effective our league is to those wins that you're getting in those other leagues. Then you're going to start winning in this league. You'll see. Because the more you start playing, guys, the more you start being familiar with situations, and it's going to change your life. All right? I give guys, especially in it, just understand this, we're an editing league, right? An editing league is different. Guys can use that excuse, they be doing all that editing and shit over there, making players better, It is what it is. You don't like our shit, kiss my ass. It's been working for me since 17, and I've been having one of the best leagues running since 17, so kiss my ass if you don't like it. But what I do is I always try to make sure everybody can benefit off of things. All right? Some guys don't want to go in their pocket and spend money on packages. Some guys just want to have fun and play. Well, I got to make sure y'all good in a sense too, right? I got to make sure y'all good. That's why I do the gifts on the shows. Simple as that. That's why I give out gifts. That's why, pick 'em games, things like that. We just want to keep guys, getting shit to be able to help them out in ways. You feel me? But You can't be a guy that just don't tune in to nothing, don't participate in shit, and then be mad when you playing somebody else that do, and you want to go through their team looking at everything that, you know, oh, that's the reason why I'm losing. Nah, the reason why you losing is because you ass, or you just not good enough, bro. Like, it's not nothing else. You know what I mean? You go draft that quarterback for what? He gonna do the same thing the other three quarterbacks did that you had on your team. Throw picks. It ain't the quarterback good. All right. Now, with that being said, man, I enjoy all y'all in my league because y'all all play for the most part. Everybody's active. We got, our league's good. Um, it makes me feel like the work I do. I mean, I don't think guys realize how much work I absolutely put into y'all entertainment. It's a lot of work, bro. I do a lot of work for this league. It's my baby. This is my stamp. When it comes down to real draft, this is my stamp. Ain't nobody else doing what I do. So, you know what I mean? When it comes down to this shit, I take this shit serious as fuck, and I hope y'all take it the same way. I just want my vision on what I see, to be able to go through y'all, and y'all be able to, showcase what we got going on and enjoy it, man. Simple as that. Now, as far as the draft class, I hope y'all been scouting because, I have I'm not done the draft class. We still got players to do, but for the most part, all the skill players positions are done. I'm working on safeties tonight. It'll be done by week 16. Just know that. Safeties tonight, and then I got to put the names in the offensive lineman. Got to get done. Quarterbacks are done. Running backs are done. Tight ends are done. Receivers are done. Defensive ends, right and left, are done. Linebackers are done. Right outside, middle, and left outside linebackers are done. Cornerbacks are being done as we speak. Safeties are being done tonight. And then I'll go back through and pick, clean up players and pick some players and finish picking players in the draft all the way out through undrafted as much as I can. I don't want to forget no guys because real draft are real life players that are in college playing football right now. We're in the 2024 draft class right now, right? So those guys are freshmen in 2021. Juniors will come out in 2021. But they also, some of them be seniors, don't come out as juniors. They'll come out as seniors in 2025. So we're in those classes right now. And as we go farther, we go farther away from guys that actually are playing college football right now, and we'll be digging into the high school guys. All right. And going forward, we will start posting highlights of guys in the chat just to give some of you guys some jump starts and had an idea on what type of player this guy's name. So you see a name, you already can go look at the highlights yourself by just going to YouTube and clicking that guy's name and saying, all right, what he about, and watch his highlights. But I'll start highlighting guys for y'all as well. Get back to that too as well. Other than that, man, the rule change thing, it's going to change some things. It's going to change some things, especially the computer playing games. It affects me. I play long ass computer games. I do that shit because when I play a computer game, I'm working on shit, working on other players, and I'm also helping the player I play with stats and shit too, because the quarterbacks go fucking crazy. They don't never throw incompletions and shit like that. Guys get stats as well. So now that's gonna affect me too, because now I got to broadcast. I only can put up 50 points. You only get 300 yards with certain people, and my quarterback. I benefit from it too. I don't throw 7 touchdowns on users. I'm not Falk. I can't go score 7 touchdowns on a computer and then come right back and cuss because niggas saying, oh man, you played all the computer games, and then come back the next year and throw 7 down there on every user you played. I can't do that. So I benefit from too. Believe me, I had a lot of fight in this argument. Hold up, man, what you mean? But I get it. We want stats to be as realistic as possible. It's going to help some of us. Me too. Like, I don't want nobody taking away what I did on the year, no matter if I played a computer or human, what I did. I don't want you not talking about my player because you looking at me like, man, he did that shit against the computer. I don't want nobody doing that. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully this is going to help everybody in that sense right now, man. But here's why it's important. I know some guys are, well, why don't you just not let them play the computer at all? Well, that's impossible because The moment somebody play your computer, and I'm just be real with you, and if you and a lot of y'all so and not active and don't care, y'all don't even realize that y'all team come back yellow and red and shit because somebody played your computer just because they played your computer. Simple as that. But if you don't, if I got to take a 50-50, you know, it affects the way I train and the points I get and all that shit, staff points and all that. So I'm not trying to play no. Get my game skipped, but I'm active as fuck and I want to play. You're not fair sim in my game. Sorry, just not, because I want my staff points, because I know that's how I built my team. That's how, when you guys that don't know shit and don't pay attention to nothing be like, how the fuck his team look like that? I ain't doing that. Well, I play all my fucking games and I get my fucking staff goals. Simple as that. I mean, you know what I mean? Simple as that. And that's why, that's why it's important, especially this made it important for you to do that. So, going forward now, go ahead and tank if you want to. And you be like, yeah, I got the second pick. And be mad as fuck when that pick is the 30th pick. Anything else we missed? Let's see if they let us get into some stats since we over here. Hopefully, I'll kick us out, man. See if we can get in some stats right now. See what's going on amongst the league. There we go. Come on, work with me. To only play the CPU if you have upgrade on the line. I hear you. We talked about it heavy though, Hoodie, man. And the problem is this, bro. A lot of shit is important when you playing your games, bro. Meeting goals and shit like that in the game. It ain't even a sense of, breakout messages, right? But them staff points matter. Like, I'm sitting on 1640. It might seem like they don't matter anymore, but every time we start the year off the following year, and we reset, I can open everything back up and shit because of those staff points, bro. If I ain't getting them staff points, or I ain't making goals, people don't realize, when you skip your game, for example, let me come. Oh, please hope this don't fuck up. When I show this, goals, head coach, 450 yards offense. I ain't do my weekly training yet, but look, if I don't do my weekly training, this is what they asking me to get. 450 yards offense, sack the quarterback 3 times, hold Murray under 250 yards, 200 yards rushing. That's what I'm supposed to get. And if I don't change that or put myself in a situation to get that, when you don't get those things, that fuck your team morale up. That puts you in situations every time you don't complete goals and you don't get them shit, and you can't afford to miss games at this because this game ain't about who's the better coach that day. This game is about scenarios and what type of scenario your team is going to be asked to be put in for that game. Simple as that. And if you don't meet them goals, you come back in the next game and you don't got no morale, no nothing. You got to play your games, bro. Guys don't understand that when they see a you, Hoodie, for example, come in the league and you way behind everybody else, but in 3 years your team look like the best team, one of the best teams in the league. You're on the top 5 right now, just teams. You look at your team and compare it to anybody else's team that been in the league for 7 to 8, 9 seasons already. Your team caught right the fuck up to that because you play your games, all your games. You getting games, next thing you know, you had 2 forced wins, then God played me, and your team ain't playing the same today at all. And next thing you know, it's like, what the fuck happened? Like, I'm not 42 points always better than you. What the fuck happened? Well, your team morale probably fucked up because you just took the first fucking win. You know what I'm saying? And that shit fuck with your morale because you ain't getting those goals and shit. You ain't meeting all them shit on field things you need to do. So this shit is important. You know what I'm saying? I just think, we gotta calm down the OP shit. Niggas putting up 80 and 90 on the computer. And it's me. I do it. Trust me, because don't nobody else in the league outside of me play long games. I'll be sitting up all night long playing my computer game. Long as shit. So I get it. So it's affecting me too, but I'm just saying we got to get back to, getting guys active, man. So go ahead and tank. That's what I'm waiting for. I ain't got to trade 3 or 4 dogs and then put 3 new rookies on the field and then go play niggas in the playoffs and my team not ready because I'm young as hell and I got 6 new starters on the field just to get the #1 pick. I ain't gotta do that. I could just sit at 25 and wait for this motherfucker not to play his games and I get his pick. Oh, he at 31. Got him. Got the first pick. I'm trying to tell you, you fucking miss any game outside of your 3 you get, and it ain't excuse. Every game you miss after that, you drop 2 spots in the draft. Simple as that. So whoever's sitting in that spot that you dropped to, gonna love you. Good looks, my nigga. Good looks, my nigga. Simple as that. Good looks, my nigga. All right, let's get over and see what's going on. Let's see if I can get back to the, hope to God, fucking with Hoodie made me get out of it, and we was already in it. Come on, EA. Show us some love, EA. There we go. Move your ass, boy. Move your ass. Come on, EA. There we go. All right, so right now, week 14, the coach of the year is Mike McCarthy. I said that. Look, our best. Look, I said that too. I said the 6 and 7 team are playing the best football. What their coaches are the top 2 coaches in this. D West is there by default. Bruce Arians is there. Chris Holmes is there at 5. They be the top 5 teams right now. Top 5 coaches that might get Coach of the Year awards right now. Okay, now we get back to the MVP race. And you're looking at Jaleel Ruggs sitting at 1, Joey Cummins at 2, Bradshaw at 3, Walter Payton Jr. at 4, and then Jawan Springs at 5. My 2 favorite right now are Cummins and Springs right now. Both those guys, to me, I like the battle that's going on between those guys right now. Look at the AFC. Offensive Player of the Year is as follows. Don't you fuck up now. Come on, man. And don't do me like that. There we go. All right, I'm going to try that shit one more time. After that, we done. I ain't going to keep going back to this shit. Keep fucking dropping. All right, so you lazy fuckers that didn't schedule your games yet already in the league, y'all lucky because we're not going to advance to tomorrow because of this EA shit, right? So y'all lucky, fuckers. All right, let's get back to stats and awards. Come on, get there fast. There we go. Come on. Don't play with us. Get there fast. Get there. Show the faces. Show the faces. Come on. Come on. Up. That's it. All right, man. That's the show. We're out of here. I'm not going to keep doing this shit. I apologize just like EA apologize. They fucking dickheads. They should give us $10 back every time their game fuck up. And here's the franchise guru. Holla at you on the flip side. You heard? We out of here.